Now, the West Africa's biggest economy has witnessed a trade deficit of $14 billion in the first quarter of the year 2021. Nigeria's continual foreign trade deficit continues to pile more pressure on the country's exchange rate as negative trade dampens its current account position and the foreign reserves. Despite moves by the government, it seems efforts have not reflected substantially on Nigeria's international trade numbers. Details in this report.
One thing is very clear from the half-year foreign trade report of the National Bureau of Statistics. Nigeria is still very much an import-dependent country. And this is despite all the efforts of the government at weaning Nigerians away from imports. The report is a clear indication of how much effort the government still needs to put in order to address the country's balance of trade challenge.
In the first half of 2020, we had a trade deficit of 2.25 trillion. In the second half of 2020, we had a trade deficit of 5.12 trillion. Now we are talking about the first half of 2021, a trade deficit of 5.81 trillion. So the trend has been fairly consistent, and it also continues to demonstrate the fact that the economy is still highly import dependent. We are not exporting enough, we are importing a lot.
Nigeria's total export for the first half of the year was put at $19.4 billion, with crude oil alone accounting for more than half of that figure. On the other hand, total import within the same period amounted to about $33.5 billion. And top on the import list are refined petrol, wheat and used vehicles.
If you look at the second quarter of this year, where total import was about 6.95 trillion naira, it simply means we spent about 1.1 trillion naira to import petroleum products in the 3 months of April to June 2021.
The country is currently rehabilitating 2 of its refineries in order to at least cut down on refined petrol imports. There's also the Dangote refinery, which is expected to come on stream early next year and has been touted to end petrol imports in the country.
So if you have the refineries fully in place, you see a reduction in the importation of petroleum products, you see a reduction in the importation of fertilizer, you see a reduction in the importation of petrochemical materials, most of which are used by our factories. In addition to that, we're also likely to see an improvement in our exports. So both on the export side, import substitution side, and a reduction in imports, we're likely to have a significant improvement in our balance of payment position when the Dangote refinery comes on stream and when we're also able to fix our existing refineries.
With rising importation, the country's reserve is coming under increasing pressure. Biting forest scarcity has seen the value of the local currency continue to depreciate.
We don't have so much of capital importation coming in. We don't have so much of the external remittance coming in. So net, we are now reporting negative balance of payments. And the section, the part of it that should have used to moderate that for us, which the balance of trade is also now negative.
It's a tough situation for the country, one the government says it is determined to address. But there's certainly no quick fix to it.